gentlemen, and welcome to St. Paul, Minnesota, the XL Energy Center, home of the 2022 4A State Championship. My name is Andy Gugesberg, and with me today, Joy Johnson. And Joy, we got a good one in front of us. The top two teams in the state have battled through a tough section and a tough state tournament field to get here. Tell me, what are you expecting tonight here in front of this large fan base?
Well, they definitely both had to battle, both in their section championships. It was a tough battle for Lakeville North against Northfield and Wayzata against Champlain Park. They both saw big defense on both sides, which they're both going to have to do tonight to make sure that they can battle against the big offense on both sides of the net. You're also going to see some really great setting on both sides. That's going to be very strategic and putting their hitters in the best position to score.
Yeah, you talked about defense, and no bigger place than senior libero for Wayzata, Sophia Johnson. The Cal commit is going to be a big part of the game tonight, don't you think?
She'll be a huge part. Being the libero, she's back there the entire time, taking that left back part of the court away. She's a huge offensive or a defensive threat back there. She goes hard for every single ball. She never gives up, and that's really going to put Lakeville North at a disadvantage.
On the other side of the net, Ava Blazic, senior setter, and the key cog to making this Lakeville North Panther team go. Your thoughts on her?
She's just a phenomenal setter, and you'll see her put her hitters in the best possible position to score, and she'll be able to see the other side of the net. So even though you've got big blockers up there, you've got great defenders in the back row, she will be able to see all that, and she'll still put her hitters in the right position to go up and score.
When we look at these teams, it looks like it's Wayzata's to lose. If Lakeville North is going to pull the upset here tonight, what do they need to do?
I think they're going to have to serve aggressively. They're going to have to play really big defense. You know, Wayzata has really big hitters in the front row, and they're just going to have to be really scrappy and pick up a lot of balls, and then still be able to put Ava in the position that she can set her hitters, and they can try to go on offense against Wayzata to try to score.
And Wayzata, as the favorite, what do they need to do to bring home an unprecedented third straight, because we're not going to count the COVID year?
Right. You know, they definitely need to serve aggressively. We saw that 2 days ago. They really served hard against Rogers, and they're going to have to do it tonight because Lakeville North has really good ball control, and Wayzata's going to have to put them on their toes and really make sure they're moving around. So serving aggressively, being big at the net, and big defense in the back row, which they did 2 days ago. So if they can repeat that, they have a really good upper hand against Lakeville North.
Well, it's going to be a great one. We're going to see if we can make it about 5 straight for CCX country, bringing home the big class title. We will be back in a short minute.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
And welcome back to St. Paul, the XL Energy Center, home of the Class 4A State Championship between number 2 Lakeville North and your Wayzata Trojans. My name is Andy Gugesberg, and with me is Joy Johnson. And Joy, the energy in this building is getting pretty intense right now with the 3A final about to get started on the other side of the curtain, and the 4A match that we're doing here, ripping and roaring as well.
Yeah, you've got a full house at the moment. You've got student sections on both sides that are, I assume, will get quite loud and rowdy as we get going. It should be exciting.
All right, let's take a look at the bracket, how we got here. Wayzata with a sweep over Burnsville on Wednesday, turned around and three-peated Rogers, a team they beaten twice in the regular season, to get them the home seat here in the final. On the other side of the bracket, Lakeville North, little trouble with Centennial early, ended up needing 4 sets to beat them, and then a sweep of Eastridge a couple days ago. That sets us up for a state final that we knew these 2 sections were going to be in it. We didn't necessarily know which teams would be here, but the top 4 teams in the state have been coming out of these 2 sections all year long.
Yeah, they both have really strong sections, really strong championship matches on both ends. It could have been anyone's game in those championship matches, but here we are. Wayzata is the number 1 seed here, Lakeville North number 2. It should be how it is.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the coaches running the show here. Jackie Richter in her 9th season has a state title under her belt in 2017. Those kids are finishing a 5th year of college. Jackie's been known throughout the state to do more with less for her entire career. Then she got to Lakeville North, and now she's doing more with more.
Yeah, she definitely is. And I think you can give, Jackie so much credit for Lakeville North getting here so many times since she's been at Lakeville North and just having really strong teams that present themselves here.
Absolutely, and on the other side of the net, Scott Jackson in his 24th season, one of the longest tenured Metro coaches for sure, and definitely the king of the heap right now.
Yes.
With 2 back-to-back state titles, trying to make it 3. If COVID wouldn't have hit, we probably would be talking about a 4-peat, and something that doesn't get talked about very often, his ability to train kids. He graduated a lot of kids last year, but they just reloaded and we're right back here where we needed them. We'll take a look at some starters here. For Lakeville North, outside hitters Carlin Holland and Emily Ramsey taking some big swings. Sophomore middle Brooke Zwaber does a really nice job, and freshman middle blocker Raina Christensen, a beast in the middle as well. Sydney Carlson sets most of the time, but with Ava Blazek on the court, she's going to just do some hitting. And senior libero is Sydney Wisbrod, just calm and collected. On the other side of the net, you know them well, Avery Jesuits and Olivia Swenson. Big banging outsides, juniors doing some really nice things. Sophomores Riley Kurth and Katie Kalsenberg in the middle, locking things down from a blocking standpoint and getting available. Bianca Nestor will start as a DS. Sophia Johnson has that libero jersey and has worn it well all year. And Metro Player of the Year, Gatorade Player of the Year, Stella Swenson, going to run this offense. Looking out in the crowd, I see St. Thomas coaches, I see Minnesota coaches. Minnesota excited about the setter they have coming at the end of next high school season. Here's how they got there. Section final, Lakeville North defeated a great Northfield team that handed Wayzata its first loss in 4 years. And Marshall earlier in the year beat them in 4, then needed 4 to beat Centennial, swept Eastridge, making Eastridge look not nearly as good as we just saw here in the 3rd place match. On the other side, Wayzata's section final, which we covered for you on CCX, a great match against Champlain Park. They came out 3-1 on that one and have swept their way to this championship match here, looking to keep their winning ways going. With Christensen, the freshman middle, having the dominant performance she has, Lakeville North going to switch it up, and they're going to put Wisbrod at the line first. She's serving, and we're underway. Great pass from Johnson. Swenson to Swenson, picked up by Ramsey. Blazek outside. Holland, big swing into the seam. Wait a minute. Got a net violation there.
I think that first rally, even though it was short, is going to be what is going to come all game. Big hitters, big defense.
Absolutely. Wisbrod to serve again. See if she goes after Johnson. Oh, after Nestor, off the net. Bump set from Stella Swenson to her sister Olivia. Tipped across. Ava Blazek picks it up. Wisbrod. Back set to Carlson. Roll shot. That one's going to drop. Well-placed roll shot, don't you think there, Coach?
That was a great roll shot. She not only looked like she was going to swing big and then pulled off, but definitely put it in the right angle going towards the right back.
Wisbrod back, seeing if she can go on a 3-point run to start the match. Kelsenberg looking for the ball here. Look for the C maybe? Passes off. They're going to run behind on the slide. One-on-one. And Kelsenberg takes care of it off the waiting hand of Holland.
Yeah, and you saw there Stella Swenson just kind of tricking Raina Christensen on Lakeville's side and looking like she's going to go outside and then set back to the slide, so she had a one-on-one opportunity.
Johnson, the Cal commit. Great serve at Wisbrod, and that's going to go down as an ace. Johnson to serve again. This one tied at 2 apiece. At Wisbrod, Blazek. Quick set to Raina Christensen. That ball is down. Swenson tried to get under it with a pancake, but our R1 makes a great call there. Really exciting. Robbie is our R1. All 4 state championship matches up refs are females this year. Very exciting
that's
stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, they're doing a great job reffing, I think, across the board this weekend.
Absolutely. Carlson, big serve. Takes knee store backwards. Stella out to Olivia. Olivia over Blažic and down for a point.
That's definitely her advantage. Liv is so tall that if she can go reach high, she can hit over a lot of blocks. And so Lakeville's just going to have to adjust to that and be ready to see. There you see it again. She just goes up and over that block into the middle of the court.
Stella Swenson back to serve. Vote the GOAT back in the game. The Mad Lefty's got some great swings in the quarters and semis. They go at Wisbrod. Ava bump set. She's going to go back row to Ramsey here. Roll shot deep 6. Jesuits not able to handle it.
That was a really great swing by Ramsey. I didn't think it was going to turn out that well because she was a little off balance, but still just placed the ball. She didn't fully unload on it, but really placed it, and Jesuits just wasn't in the right spot for that one.
Senior DS, Maddie Renz to serve. Got a nice little float. Goes after Olivia Swenson. Jackie Richter, well versed on this Wayzata team. Lakeville North has not played Wayzata since 2019. Exactly 0 players on either of these teams were on the roster at that point. Jackie does a really good job scouting. She's got people watching throughout the year. Wisbrod's gonna, or excuse me, Renz goes at it again. Swenson, back set. Swenson, that little hide and seek there where Olivia's on the right side. She has some options. She comes in on the 2-ball there.
Wisbrod's going to want that one back. She should have had that dig, kind of overran it just a bit here. I mean, a great swing by Swenson. Wisbrod was there, but just didn't get quite the handle on it.
Olivia, big serve, goes after Ramsey, out of system. Free ball opportunity for the Trojans. Back set. Vote down the line.
Again, you saw Stella Swenson pull Raina Christensen and just trick her on where she was going. You kind of thought maybe she'd go the outside, which would have been the easy set. She chucked it back, and then one-on-one opportunity again.
Is it even a question that these are the best 2 setters in the state, Joy?
No, I don't think there is a question about it. They're both like true setters in how they run their offense.
Out of system, Olivia Swenson gonna swing, takes it into zone 1. Ava Blažic, one-handed set, runs Christensen on the slide, and count it for a point.
You do notice here, that was a really tight pass by, I believe it was Hannah Rich that passed it, but Ava's front row and she didn't dump it. She will more than likely always go to her hitters. You see a one-handed set there.
Yep.
Raina just kind of getting a good handle on the ball.
Christensen to serve, goes right at Johnson. Little gap set there to Kurth, looking for hands, no touch.
Just a little mistiming there, misconnection on that setter middle.
Drops in front of Swenson, she plays it up, Kurth tips it across. Blažic plays it, Renz, that ball's tight. Ramsey, one speed, and the block waiting for it.
Yeah, Wayzata's definitely a team that you can't have tight balls on. You see this pass, you know, she went to the right hitter, but just put it right in front of the block and really had no opportunity to get that over.
Ramsey's got one speed with that swing. I've seen her beat up blocks all year long, but she hasn't played this Wayzata team. Another good serve, counted as an ace.
And that's what Wayzata has to continue to do. They did it 2 days ago against Rogers. If they continue to serve aggressive and put Lakeville North just kind of out of system consistently, it's really going to be an advantage.
Another nice serve there. Ramsey, big swing, touched well by Stella Swenson. Jesuit's going to have to send a free ball across. Renz. Ramsey again, this time in the seam, and Olivia Swenson not able to make the play.
She's proving you right. You said she's beat up on blockers all year, and there it is. She had a really great swing there. Kind of avoided the block altogether, but a really great swing by Ramsey.
Blažic to serve, looking at Taylor Hall for a serving zone. Looks like we might be going short here. Drops into the seam, Johnson in trouble. Oh, Kelsenberg.
It's a great swing. Just a great shot on the sideline over there, right in front of where Wisbrod was, but just so short that you can't get there, and such a fast arm out of Kelsenberg.
Easter to serve, goes after Ramsey. Blazic back set to Carlson, picked up by Nestor. Swenson to Swenson, that ball's gonna drop. Such a well-placed tip there by the junior outside Minnesota commit. Can bring the heat when she needs to, but recognizes all the defenders on their heels and gets into one. Nestor again. Goes at Ramsey again. Bump set from Blazic. Ramsey gonna roll it. Olivia Swenson picks it up. Stella Swenson goes over. Gap go there. They go over Kelsenberg, and Jesuits ready for it. Big swing.
Really great swing out of Jesuits. She is consistently getting better, I think, all the time as the season's gone on. I've seen her get better at the swings that she's taking. Went right at middle back and, just made her make the error on defense instead of her having to place the ball perfectly.
Blazic went into the penalty box to get that ball out of our camera well. Needs a minute to get back. Nestor, they go at Ramsey again. That's a tough one. Blazic bumps it, going to be bumped across by Renz. Johnson, Stella, Kelsenberg, nice
Straight
dig
up
from Blazic. Carlson gonna roll into the block. Jesuits picks it up, pushed on two. Oh, man, she's so smart.
You definitely, when you talk about having some of the top setters in the state on this court right now, you just saw it out of Stella Swenson. She took that ball, she knew that Lakeville was out of balance, and just chucked it to the corner, and Lakeville North just couldn't respond fast enough to get there.
Yeah, we got our first time out here, Lakeville North, down by 3, 11-8. What's Jackie telling the Panthers in this huddle right now?
Probably just to stay calm and collected. They're normally, like you said it earlier, really solid and consistent. And right now they're kind of just frantic and running around and chaotic. If they can just calm down, get just a little bit better control in their first contact, they're right there. They're competing, they're battling. They just take a breath and stay calm.
What's Scott giving the Trojans?
Oh, just keep hammering. Stay aggressive on their serve, keep swinging big, but mixing up their shots. They're doing a really nice job of that right now, of big swing and then a roll or a tip. But I think if they stay aggressive at the service line, that's just giving them a huge upper hand.
Swenson already with 7 set assists, a kill and a dig. The junior can do just about everything for this Wayzata team. If they're going to try and set into her, she'll end up with a few blocks as well. Nestor going to serve again here. They go at Ramsey again. Blazic outside to Ramsey, big swing. Looking for hands. Did not find them.
Oh, wow.
Wait a minute. Going to have some confusion there. Okay. Our line judge called it out off of Wayzata, did not give a touch signal there, so I think that's what we're going to get figured out here.
I thought there was clearly a touch. I thought that was
Absolutely.
I was going to say it was a
Take
great
a look
swing
here.
through the block. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, right off of Stella's right hand.
Yep.
You can tell her reaction.
Get to this point in the season, these coaches are so well respected. You're going to have a little conversation back and forth, and these guys are just hanging out. Ramsey with that super smile, checking in with her team. Hey guys, we're good. We're going to figure it out. Scott Jackson, the poker game that is volleyball at times, not going to give anything away. Call stays with Wayzata. Scott Jackson with a wow right before we switched angles. Jackie Richter, poker face on, ready to go. Nestor going to keep serving there. High outside set, they repeat. Ramsey covered across the net. Back set here on the slide. I don't know that went. It did not.
As one of my favorite coaches would say, the ball never lies. So it's kind of like, giving them back for that last one.
Absolutely. Holland back in the game. Ramsey to serve. They go at Johnson. That's tight. Nobody up. Absolutely, Swenson. Great hustle from the Panthers to use all 3 touches. But if Stella Swenson goes up with one hand and you don't block, that's probably not going to end well.
Yeah, probably not. And where Blazic doesn't really go up and dump a lot, Stella will. So if it's tight, she's going to go up and she's going to send it over aggressively.
Big swerve from Jesuits. Handled by Ramsey. Back set. Carlson inside the block. And count it good for one.
That's a great swing. And right now you've seen Blazic use all of her hitters. She's not just being predictable about going to the same one. She's really getting them all involved.
We're only once around as Wisbrod's going to serve here for a second time. Good serve. Goes at Johnson. Outside, Swenson to Swenson. Block is there as Christensen gets across late, but on time enough.
And she got her hands over. I think that's a huge piece of it. If you're early or late, if you get your hands up and over, that makes a huge difference. And she's got some long arms, so it definitely paid off.
Wisbrod to serve again. Bottom drops out of that one. It's over. Played by Wisbrod. Blazic into the middle to Christensen. Tipped across. Stella back to Olivia. Blocked, and there it is. Timing is getting figured out by the Lakeville North block as that is back-to-back stuffs on Olivia Swenson as we take a look.
Like you said, just really great timing. Sydney Carlson getting right on Liv Swenson's hand and taking her down.
Wisbrod serves again. This time they go after Nestor. Stella to Olivia for a third time. Block touch, picked up. Blazic outside to...
Great set.
Really nice swing there from Holland as she beats the seam of the block.
And that's just looking at Blazic and how she gave her that ball. She put her in the seam of the blockers so she could get a really good swing and use them.
Wisbrod to serve again as we're tied at 13 here in set 1. Nestor handles it. Stella to Olivia through the block, picked up by Ramsey, bumped by Blazic, sent across by Wisbrod. Nestor, Stella back to Olivia. This time she tips. Blazic picks it up, takes her out of the play. Bump set to Carlson, off hands. Great defensive effort from the Trojans. Free ball opportunity here for the Panthers. Blazic, back row setter, dumps down on 2. Swenson into the corner. Great play by Wisbrod. Ramsey, Holland, stuff block. Monster point there for the Trojans as Kelsenberg waiting.
A great rally overall, though. Again, you see all the big defense that we have going on. You know, we just happened to get, Ramsey just happened to put Holland just too tight again in front of that block.
Nice serve from Johnson. She goes after Ramsey. Back set to Carlson. Looking for hands. Jesuits plays it in the 6. Olivia to Stella. Touch from Ramsey, but out of play. Just like that, Wayzata back in front by 2. Johnson at the service lane, taking a breath, surveying her opportunities. Lakeville North in a 2-person serve receive here. Ramsey plays it well. Blazic, quick set, Christensen, oh my.
That was a great swing. Great pass to start it off, actually. Go back to Ramsey, great pass, and then just a phenomenal swing there to end it. Fast arm, great angle.
Yeah, you're going to want to put more than one body in front of Raina Christensen. Carlson to serve. They go after Nestor. Olivia, or Stella, dumps it across. And a late no move almost from the Panthers. Hannah Rich enters the game for Carlson. Stella Swenson back to serve. Great serve, bottom drops out. Wisbrod plays it. Blazic, good set out to. Nice swing there from Holland into the seam and down for a point as the Panthers get back within 1.
Yeah, it was a great swing. I love that she's staying aggressive out there. She hasn't had a ton of swings, but she's really making the most of every one that she gets.
Runs to serve as Jesuits gets ready for this serve receive. They go after Olivia. They hang a 2-ball to her, triple block, picked up, nope. net violation on Christensen. The scout was there, though. They knew it was coming.
Yes, and it was a great touch off the block. They would have been able to play it if they just wouldn't have gotten into the net.
Trojans up by 2. Olivia Swenson back to serve. Wisbrod, nice pass. Christensen high on the slide and hits it to the 6, but Swenson was shifting to the 1.
Yeah, and put it, she was still moving. Swenson was still moving, and Christensen has put it just a little bit to her outside of her body, and she couldn't get stopped and couldn't get back.
Raina Christensen serving for the Panthers as they trail by 1, 16-17 here in the first. Johnson, great pass. Stella Swenson back to Vogt. Dig from Rich. She goes Ramsey on 2. Feel like we're watching Rogers. They do that all day.
Yeah, and I don't even think Hannah Rich intended that to happen. It was just a great dig back to the right side, and then Ramsey just took it on herself to go take a big swing.
Christensen, another good serve. Stella back set lefty into the 5-6 seam against a solo block. Nice swing from the lefty right side. You see Vogt just locked in, ready to go. Serving here is Sophia Weisberg, senior DS. Puts one on Wisbrod. Blazic handles it. Roll shot coming here from the back row. Played up. Weisberg gonna bump set the lefty. Good touch. Blazic tries to get a second. Not there. 19-17, Wayzata up by 2. Take a look here.
Just a little bit of chaos out of that first contact by Hannah Rich. Just tried to angle it too far to her right.
Weisberg with another good serve. This time they go after Rent. Zwaber doesn't get set often, but that block was ready for her. And it is 20-17. Wayzata on a run.
Just a huge block here by Jesuit. She got right in front of her. Just hands over.
Renz, good pass, roll shot, drops it in front of Stella Swenson.
It's a nice little change up by Ramsey. You talked about how she's been abusing blockers, and that time she pulls off and drops it behind the block.
Blazic to serve, Carlson back into the front row. Blazic, tries to hit the flat serve and misses it short. 21-18. Panther timeout here, 21-18.
We're seeing a back and forth battle, which I think is what we kind of expected to see, or hoped to see at least. Championship match, 2 great teams in our Class 4A in the state, and you want to see a battle. You're seeing great defense on both sides. Wayzata kind of has the upper hand majority of the time. They've got a little bit more control. Lakeville North, though, when they're just calm and they go get a great dig, they're doing some really great things at the net. So they can just continue to find that calmness and play big defense. They're right there, and I think they can definitely come back from this still and fight to come back or win the set after.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Lakeville North is a little undersized here. It's like they're punching up at the Trojans, and it's taking them more energy to score points.
Yep.
Wayzata kind of has a smoother feel to what they're doing, and if they give up 1 or 2, there's no panic. Where when Lakeville North gives up 1 or 2, it feels like there's a little more.
Yes, like they've got to earn 3 points for every 1 Wayzata earns. We'll see here. We're 4 points away from set 1.
Yeah, Olivia Swenson already with 5 kills, 2 digs in the first set here, and they might get her 1 more here before the set's over. Bianca Nestor to serve. 4 points away from a set 1 victory.
Ooh.
Great timeout, Jackie, as the missed serve. Ramsey aware of it, watches it hit the ground, and she'll go back to serve. Back into the game, Carlin Holland. Stella Swenson in the front row here. Pass from Johnson, outside to Jesuits. Great dig from Ramsey.
Shoot. That's a great up. You know, she could have gotten under it a little bit more, obviously, to keep it on her side, but that was a huge swing by Jesuits. So just a really great contact by Ramsey.
Jesuits earns the right to serve here, floats one deep. They go after Ramsey. Blazic gonna back set. Carlson, roll shot picked up. Kelsimer gonna push on two. Wisbrod there with the overhand dig. Holland roll shot across. Johnson picks it up. Swenson out to Swenson off the block. Great pickup, Ramsey. Blazic goes to Carlson again, looking for hands. No touch, out of bounds. Wayzata 2 points away from a set one victory.
Big swing there. Oh, that was a great up there by Ramsey. Really great up. Sydney had a right idea, trying to go for hands.
Blazic, oh! There's that Zwaber speed. She just is in the air and swinging and trusts Blazic blindly there.
Yes.
Blazic puts it on a tee. Wow, good touch.
Yeah, and she's not the biggest middle, but she gets up and she swings fast.
Wisbrod to serve here. Good serve, goes at Nestor. Stella to Olivia, roll shot picked up by Blazic. Wisbrod bumps that over her shoulder, roll shot from Holland. Johnson makes a layout for it, but sends it outside the antenna. North within two. If you're Scott Jackson, are you thinking timeout here?
Maybe one more. I would give it this point and see what happens.
Wisbrod, good serve, bottom drops out of it, picked up by Nestor. Stella, Olivia, bang, bang. Olivia again, Blazic there to handle that one. Wisbrod, back set to Carlson, roll, oh! Angle was open, she just didn't touch it high enough. Hitting error from Sydney Carlson will give the Trojans set point, and Johnson back to serve, looking to close this one out. Good serve, they go at Wisbrod. Blazic, quick set Christensen, that ball is down for a quick point. Carlson to serve here, 24-22. Who do you think Stella's setting here?
Probably the outside, Olivia Swenson.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Might bring her into the middle.
Carlson goes after Nestor. You're right, outside. I don't know that went. It did not. 24-23. Wayzata still in front and in control. Looking at Swenson, Scott Jackson, sure enough, there it is.
Smart call. You don't want to let Lakeville North get on a roll here. They, got a little momentum with the last 2 points. Big swing by Christensen, and then a great serve by Carlson to put Wayzata in the position that we're in now. But I, again, would expect to have Olivia Swenson get this next ball when they come back out. Or I can see Stella Swenson taking it on herself and dumping. She's gotten a point almost every time she's dumped, and so I could see that easily happening.
Vicky Swenson pointing at us right now, and next to her, you might think it's Ted Lasso. It is Stella and Olivia's dad, Eric Swenson, incognito. I've seen him incognito before while we traveled Europe about 7 years ago with Samantha, but that mustache is all real. Carlson to serve off the timeout. Good serve, drops it in front of Nestor, bump set from Stella. Olivia, free ball opportunity, Carlson's gonna handle it. Blazic, Christensen, stuff block, picked up by Blazic. Outside, looking for hands, finding them, Jesuits. Quick set in the middle, pushed across. Opportunity here, Holland swings into the 5, picked up, that's dumped across. Great effort from the Panthers. Holland again, Nestor. Big swing, and stuff block.
That was phenomenal. That was over, that was turned into the court, which you want your hands over and in, and it rolled all the way to right front.
Carlson to serve again, on a run here for the Panthers. Nestor outside, Swenson to Swenson. That one's off Blazic's right hand. Wayzata set point again, 25-24.
That was a smarter swing that time versus the one before. The one before, she went off of Christensen. That time she went for Blazek's right hand so that it would go out of bounds.
Okay, if you're Blazek, who you setting here?
Christensen probably?
Wisbrod, uh-oh. And the overpass will end it. Olivia Swenson ends set 1 on an overpass kill, 26-24. And we're going to switch sides, something we haven't done on the broadcast in a while.
Yeah, it's, we didn't do it all high school season, not all of sections, but they decided for state they would switch sides so that there's no advantage to one side or the other. You're facing the curtain, you're facing the band. You have to go both ways. So, it's people forget. You'll watch the girls, and they'll forget they have to switch around the court. So, little change. Back to the old ways. Not a change. Back to the old ways.
As we go to break, we'll take a look at some of the championships that CCX Land has won. We look at Champlin Park dominating Egan. Then we see Wayzata with a bunch of super seniors doing some great things as they win their first of 3. And then we see last year's championship against Eastridge and Scott Jackson's squad winning the last 2 titles we had. We'll see if they've got a third in them. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to the Xcel Energy Center. Set 1 going to Wayzata 26-24. We're in for a treat tonight. And speaking of a treat, we had one last year in this arena as your Wayzata Trojans go undefeated throughout the season and win the state title 3-1 over a great Eastridge team. Britt Carlson, who's now playing at Washington State, was the big swing for Eastridge. They had a great senior class as well. Came into the state tournament this year, finished 3rd, but Wayzata with their sophomore class leading the way for them last year. Avery Jesuits with 14 kills, Stella Swenson with 55 assists. Like we said, capped off that perfect 34-0 season. There were some dynamic seniors on that class as well, doing some really nice things. There we see Jesuits back at the opportunity for her and Stella Swenson. The reason we don't have Olivia Swenson in that video, Olivia missed the entire sophomore year, the entire 21 high school season with an injury, been itching to get back, and the way she's played down the stretch during all of their section matches and the state tournament here, it worries me to think about how good they would have been last year with her.
Right? Yeah.
She is a dominant performer. Gopher's got a good one in her as well. Jesuits to serve to start set 2. We mentioned going into the break that we hadn't seen a side change before. Scott Jackson mentioned last year that was the biggest advantage they had, picking side early.
Yeah.
This store with a big dig. Johnson runs it down. Free ball opportunity sent across from Jesuits. Ramsey, high back set Carlson off the block. Johnson, high set outside Olivia. Roll shot down the line. Picked up and sent out of bounds. That Ramsey, yeah.
I will say it's kind of fun. I, as a coach, I like to stay on the same side. I don't like to move all my stuff. But now sitting and watching, when we're primarily on now the Wayzata side, you see things a little bit different.
They're going to say overpass kill from Stella there. I saw the net move. I don't know if it was the ball or her.
I think it was the ball.
Was it? All right. Jesuits has the Trojans up 2, serving again. Holland, back set from Blazek to Carlson, picked up, coming back to Swenson, through the freshman Christensen's hands and down. That's another one of those things you scout though, Joy, right? You know that if Stella takes the first ball, it's probably going back.
Sophia Johnson's gonna give it back to her because they want their setter to get some kills hitting as well.
Jesuits looking to go tsunami here, see if she can put a 4-point run together. Big serve, goes after Wisbrod. Run down by Ramsey. Wisbrod sends a free ball across. Played up by Nestor. Swenson out to Swenson, down the line and good. Scott Jackson with the nod of approval with that ball. That was fast.
And
all
that was a
three
great
touches.
swing, and Lakeville North had a great, solid, closed block up, so they must have just given just a little bit of line, and Olivia was able to take it.
Jesuits goes home run ball there.
But a great run by her to start
Absolutely.
it off. You know, she's probably not their strongest server out there, but to be able to have Olivia on the front row first is huge. So that's a great serving run to start the set.
Carlson to serve. Serves that one into the net. Didn't like her toss there. Hannah Rich enters the game. Sophia Johnson back to serve. Johnson, nice serve, goes at Wisbrod. Ramsey out to Holland. Holland, big swing into the seam, picked up by Johnson. Stella out to Olivia. Olivia over the block. Great play by Ramsey. Holland gonna roll shot another one. This one might come, and it does.
Couple really great digs by Sophia Johnson, and then setting up Stella here, taking that second ball in the dump and putting it back into the seam between left back and middle back.
Johnson to serve again. Good serve. They go at Ramsey. Blažič outside to Holland. Holland into the block. Played up well. Coming on two is Blažič. Stella out to Olivia over the block. Somebody cheated. We're going to keep playing, though. Everybody's freaking out.
Wayzata was saying it was Lakeville North. I didn't even see what it was, but someone almost took the net down, so there was obviously a net.
Well, right. So Olivia hit that ball from about 4 feet off the net, and after she transitioned, the net was moving. So I think they had a fair call there, but the point ends up how he said is anyway. And a stuff block there. Christensen tip. Stella Johnson back to Stella, that time into Christensen's block. Again, roll shot, this time down the line, picked up by Ramsey. Quick set in the middle, and Christensen not quite able to answer. 8-1, Wayzata all over the Panthers to start set two. Real tight hug there from the Panthers, and Jackie Richter's gonna call a timeout.
Yeah, Wayzata's just taking the momentum they had at the end of the first set, and they're running with it right now. They're just going point for point and just flying through things and being aggressive. They're definitely taking or getting Lakeville North out of system and catching them off guard. You've seen Stella Swenson on swings and dumps go for either the deep corner in left back on Lakeville North side or the seam between left back and middle back, and it's definitely working for them.
I can't get over this student section, but I got goosebumps listening to this stuff go back and forth. The bands are jacked and into it. The student sections are into it. The parents are into it. It's
cool.
It's an environment that I hope you guys can pick up from the great microphone system we have set up around the arena. It is nuts in here right now.
Yeah, it's fun. It's even kind of hard to hear each other sitting right next to each other because there's so many people, but it's a lot of fun. This is a great atmosphere.
Absolutely. Johnson back to serve off the timeout. Trojans up 8-1. Blažič back to Christensen. This one's tipped across and down for a point in front of Johnson. Johnson, you take a look at her. Right after that point, she goes right to her teammates, sets up how they're going to get into the next serve receive. Got her eyes where they need to be. That's what you need from a libero. I can check in with my teammates to my left and right while getting my eyes on the serve, and here it comes. They go at Jesuits. Swenson, big, that's a roll shot deep down the line. Ramsey hits the tip. Stella out to Olivia. Block stuff. Blažič, big block, and that's the momentum that the Panthers needed.
Yes, that's definitely what this game is about, momentum, and something that huge, getting a stuff block on Olivia Swenson on the outside can be the momentum that Lakeville North needs to build on.
Now make sure she doesn't get tooled here on this next swing. Stella out to Olivia again, roll shot in front, bump set from Blažič. Stella, great hustle to get back there and effect a block, but Ramsey sees the hole in the opening and takes that big swing. And off the timeout, it's been a 3-0 run here for the Panthers. Scott Jackson exactly right. We're good. We're good. Serve coming here from Renz. They go after Nestor. Swenson to Swenson, tipped across, picked up by Ramsey. Blazic gonna hang a C-ball to Christensen. Nestor through her hands. Opportunity here for Olivia. That ball is over the block, over a defender and down.
They definitely took advantage of a very bad first contact by Nestor going behind her. Jesuits just chucking a ball to the outside. And Olivia Swenson staying just aggressive enough, not going full blown, but just enough and placing a ball.
Stella Swenson to serve. Drops a short one in front of Wisbrod. We got cheating. Wait a minute. So I think that's one of those where Ava was in the net first.
Possibly. It was very close. From our view, it almost looked like it was the block, Wayzata's block first, but it could have gone either way.
Passes off the net. Blazic, quick set behind, and we're going to get a ball handling error.
She tried to make a really hard set, a smart set, but a really hard set when her momentum was flying forward and or setting it backwards and a fast set back.
And a three-point run, make it 4 points in a row for the Wayzata Trojans as Stella pulls the string on that curveball and drops the float serve in front.
Well, and drops it short. You've seen all four of these serves drop short on Lakeville North, and that one they definitely couldn't get to.
Go at Ramsey. Wisbrod's going to have to take the second. Ramsey going to hit this one. Roll shot. Jesuits goes to her knees. Picked up. Vote the goat into the seam and count it. 13-4. Wayzata running away.
There's where you see how great Stella Swenson is. It was not a great pass. It was tight. She still got there, got a great contact, and put her hitter in a great position to score.
Stella with another shorty. This time they go after Maddie Renz. Big swing, big block. Bolton Kurth right there to close it. And Jackie Richter just trying to stop the bleeding here, Joy?
Yeah, pretty much. It's not going great for Lakeville North right now. First contact on serve receive is not great. I think, Wayzata has made a couple adjustments. They've been serving really deep and aggressive. You saw that last few serves from Stella Swenson. Still aggressive because a great float serve and it's dropping, but serving it short. And so Lakeville North just has not adjusted. They're just, you hear Wayzata, coach is rattled. I think the team is rattled, not necessarily the coach. I think the team is a little rattled.
Yeah, I think Jackie's resting heart rate is 50, and it might be at like 53 right now.
Probably, knowing her.
She's talking to her kids about, hey, we're fine. And I've talked with a lot of coaches at this tournament over the last 4 or 5 years about what makes the difference between the teams that get here and the teams that come up short. And sometimes it's athletes, sometimes it's coaches, but a lot of times it's belief in coaches.
Yeah.
And you talk about two teams that trust their coach wholeheartedly. These Trojans believe that everything Scott Jackson is giving them is for the betterment of this team, and the Panthers feel the same way about head coach Jackie Richter.
Yes, definitely agree. That's a great dig by Stella Swenson.
Big swing.
Huge swing.
Ramsey finishes the point there. Good rally for the Panthers.
They definitely needed that. Definitely needed a big swing by Ramsey, a big kill to end that run, serving run of Stella Swenson.
Raina Christensen back to serve. Ramsey locked in at the net. Tough serve, that might be, and counted as an ace. I like this strategy. In this rotation, they're going at Olivia so everybody knows where she is in case she runs the 2-ball or the 9 here.
Yes, that's huge. Knowing where primary hitter is all the time.
Great rundown. Free ball sent across. Dumped across, pick up by Renz. Thrown across from the left hand, Swenson. There's the lefty. Vote the GOAT.
Just a phenomenal swing and termination of the ball. after 2 not great contacts, like barely getting that ball up that came over from Lakeville North, and then Stella just giving her a nice high ball that she could go take a swing on and just unloading. Great play.
Olivia Swenson to serve. Good contact. Ramsey handles it with her hands. They get it back to her. Looking for hands. No touch. 16-6. Wayzata 10 points ahead of the Lakeville North Panthers. Swenson gonna serve again. Renz overpass. Blazek handles it as Jesuits later cross. Blazek will get credited with a kill there. And she'll go back to serve.
Yeah, great awareness by Blazek. Just knowing it's an overpass, going, that's a hard ball to turn and find and still try to joust at the net for. So really great awareness for her.
Blazek goes at Swenson and misses wide. 17-7, Wayzata gets its 10-point lead back. Entering the game, Sophia Weisberg again. Good serve, drops it in front. Blazek runs it down high, outside set. Ramsey roll shot, picked up by Olivia. Stella back to Vogt. She goes with her right hand. Ava picks it up. Wisbrod back to Carlson off the block. Olivia, big hand on it. The lefty again, and they cannot find Vogt's left hand.
Nope, they definitely cannot. I also don't think they were expecting that. Stella Swenson was on the left side of the court and was able to put up a beautiful ball all the way back and reverse it. So I just don't think they were even quite expecting it to come out here.
Yeah, Zwaber's a little outmatched when you're looking at Stella Swenson against her.
Yep.
Stella, gap set to Kelsenberg, picked up by Ramsey, thrown across by Blazek. Weisberg tries to make a play on it, but doesn't quite have the leg to get there. Scott Jackson making sure she's okay physically as she kind of stumbled a little bit there. Nice serve there from Ramsey. Bumped across by Jesuits, and it's gonna be a kill. When it's going right, it's going right.
It's gonna be a bump kill.
Ah, yes.
You gotta go a little old school with that. It's gonna be a bump kill.
Not because she wanted to.
No, it was not intentional.
Nestor to serve. They go at Wisbrod. Blazek runs it down high outside to Holland, off the block of Swenson. You get it back to her high, quick set, thrown into the corner. Kelsenberg, vision is amazing as she finds the deep corner.
It's a great spot, and as like a tip. She didn't hit that ball necessarily. She tipped it, which I love deep corner tips versus the little, like playing just over the net in front of the 10-foot line. Make them go run it down.
Nestor to serve. Go at Ramsey. Quick set to Zwaber, plays it. Great cover, free ball sent across. Swenson outside to Jesuits. Fall away shot there. Pushed across from Zwaber. Nestor gonna roll shot that to the corner. Picked up by Ramsey. Blazek back set Carlson. Cross court, out of bounds. 21-8.
Nestor had the opportunity to hit, and she can hit. And I just saw Scott Jackson like mimic the jump, like take a jump on that one, take a jump and swing.
Nestor with the jump serve there. Blazek back set. Oh, Jesuits not fooled at all. House block there. That block hit the ground before either the attacker or the blocker did. Big swing. Nestor on a run here. Goes at Wisbrod again. Blazek outside. Holland off the hands of Stella Swenson. Finally get the side out, 22-9. I just looked across the curtain, Joy. The 6:30 match that was supposed to be the Class 3A final is warming up at 8:45. I thought we were behind.
I did too.
Wisbrod to serve here, needing a big run. Finds the tape. Nestor goes to her knees to pick it up. Jesuits swing down the line, and Blazek not able to make a play on it. everything going the Trojans' way, 23-9. Wayzata looking to close out set 2 here. Ramsey, Blazic, Holland, picked up by Jesuits. Stella out to Olivia, over the top of the block. Blazic with a great dig. Wisbrod out of system. Nice easy run through there for Jesuits. Stella back to Olivia off the block, picked up by Ramsey. Blazic, quick set in the middle to Christensen, played by Nestor. Blocked attempts, and that ball's gonna go to Wayzata.
That's just all luck. All luck on what side it drops on.
Jesuits on the hook, set point here. Puts the Lakeville North serve receive in a pickle. Outside set to Swenson. Blazic, Holland, great play, and we're gonna get a lift call there. Set point here, Wayzata up 24-10. They've got some room.
Yep, they got a few set points.
Good serve there from Carlson. Nestor off the net, tipped across. Great run through from Wisbrod. Outside from Blazic, thrown across from Holland. Stella trap sets. Olivia there into the antenna. Olivia thinks better of it. We don't need that one.
Right. She's got a club season coming up. She needs to stay healthy. That one's not worth it.
Carlson to serve. We got great camera work there. Stella just got yelled at by her sister about what she needs. Jesuit's gonna give Olivia a ball here. Big swing off the top of the block. Wisbrod picks it up. Tip thrown across, great play. Christensen puts it in front. Scott Jackson calls the timeout.
It's good to see Lakeville North still fighting and still battling every single point, even though, you're down pretty big right now, but it's never over in this game. We talked about momentum earlier. It can swing one direction so hard, so fast, that you just have to stay with it and just keep fighting 1 point at a time. It's also not the end of the match. They have at least one more set to play. So even if you kind of go down in this one, continue the momentum, continue battling. Don't give up on yourselves or each other. Just go out there and fight for every point.
Absolutely. Jackie Richter, it's not even about winning this set, like you said. It's about getting momentum into the next one, getting ready for what's ahead. That's the difference between volleyball and basketball and all those other sports. When somebody gets to 25, we're going to go back to 0-0. You got to do it again.
Right.
You can't take a 25-12 lead into halftime in volleyball.
Yep, nope, you can't. And sometimes teams win that big and go in overconfident, and then another team gets an advantage.
Sydney Carlson back to serve. Big serve deep. They go at Nestor. Swenson back to Kelsenberg. And the slide finally ends at 25-12. Wayzata takes set 2 and is 1 set away from the three-peat.
I think I said at the beginning, if Wayzata could serve aggressively and play defense the way they did 2 days ago against Rogers, it'd really be their match, and they're doing just that. I actually think they're playing better than they did 2 days ago, and they're definitely playing better than they did on Wednesday. And then if you go even farther back, the match that we watched against Champlain Park and them in our section final, they're playing better than that. So the fact that you are continuing to battle and continuing to get better even at the state tournament, that's a really fun thing to watch. And you said it, everything's going Wayzata's way right now. Everything is working for them. They're taking big swings, they're getting big digs. It's just working.
Absolutely. The biggest fan is right there, and we see a very, very excited Wayzata team as they finish out set 2 on a big run and are 1 set away from a state title. We'll go to break. We'll be back in just a minute. And that's the update right there. A lot of Wayzata highlights as they are up 2-0 and on their way to a sweep, looking to take out the number 2 seeded Lakeville North Panthers here in the 4A championship. Nestor in serve receive. Wisbrod looking to go right at her. They actually pick on Jesuits. Back set to Kelsenberg, and they start the third set like they finished the second. Quick set behind to Kelsenberg, down for a kill, and a quick Wayzata lead. Sophia Johnson to serve. Go at Ramsey, picks it up well. Blazic, back set to Carlson. Carlson, roll shot into the 6. Thrown down from Christensen. Olivia picked up. Back to Carlson, see what she's got. She's going deep line and she finds it. Olivia looking for hands, gets the touch.
Wayzata starting off playing very scrappy in the back row. Jesuits has gotten a couple balls out of the corner, which they need to continue to do so that they can stay aggressive on offense.
Johnson looking to serve again here. Ramsey plays it well. Blazic to Christensen, picked up by Johnson. Run down by Nestor. Free ball from Olivia Swenson. Ramsey, Blazic, back set Carlson. Carlson looking for hands. Finds Kurth's hands and gets the side out and the opportunity to serve. Sydney Carlson, senior right side. Back to serve here. Good contact, bottom drops out of it, played over, thrown from Swenson. Blazic, back set on the slide. Oh!
That was a nice play. That was a very, very nice play. From the dump pickup to just a beautiful set by Blazic, and then the finish by Christensen.
Absolutely, and normally when a setter dumps, the opposing setter loves to return the favor,
Yes.
so it drew a double block, so Christensen had a one-on-none. Outside, Swenson to Swenson. Christensen, the freshman, reads the cross-court swing and drops the hand. 3-2, Lakeville North up.
It's the talk about momentum again. Here Lakeville North comes back, a couple kills, big block. That's huge momentum for them.
Yeah, it's not 27-15, it's 3-2.
Yes.
Carlson to serve, floats one deep. Nestor runs it down. Stella bumps set to Olivia. Olivia into the corner. Ramsey, little snapshot there. Kurth, picked up by Wisbrod. Ramsey to Holland. Cross court, Jesuits plays it. Stella out to Olivia down the line, off the block of Blazic. Tight pass, there's the dunk.
And the advantage of her not dumping very often is that there was no block up with her because she generally does not dump, and that was a big aggressive dump, and it was a great timing by Blazic.
And we're at the wrong angle, so you can only watch a ponytail, but she took her eye off that ball long enough to see what the block was doing. Swenson to Swenson, into the hands of Christensen. Nice cover, recycle the swing. Here comes another one from Olivia. Ava Blazic, quick set, Christensen, picked up by Nestor. Stella out to Olivia again, roll shot, picked up by Ramsey. Back set dump, played by Johnson. Swing from Stella. And Holland lost her.
Just a great pickup by Sophia Johnson on Wayzata's side. You saw Blazic try to dump it behind her, which is to the left front, and Johnson didn't bail. She stayed in base and was able to get it up and give a great ball to Stella Swenson, who took a big swing.
4-3 Panthers up here in set 3. Stella Swenson to serve. Nasty float, bottom drops out of it. Ramsey, Blazic outside, Holland off the hands. Stella picks it up. Bump set, they go to Jesuits in the back row. Played off the hands of Christensen. Blazic back to Christensen, into the block, picked up. Ramsey bump set to Holland. Holland roll shot, deep 6, played by Jesuits. Stella back set to no antenna. No antenna, we're gonna play. We're gonna call that out of bounds off of Lakeville North. I guess we'll give Vogt the kill there. Stella Swenson back to serve. Great float. Wisbrod plays it with her hands. Blazic plays it with her forearms. Ramsey into the middle of the net as she was too excited to take that swing.
It was a great choice, though, by Blazik of getting another hitter involved, looking at something different, especially when she's in the front row and using Ramsey in the back row.
Stella Swenson on a run, goes at another one. This time he goes at Ramsey. Blazik bumps set again. Roll shot from Wisbrod into the 6, played up by Johnson. Stella back set to Vogt. Vogt, sharp cross and misses wide. It's a great choice, though.
It was a great choice, a great swing. That sharp cross is a great spot to hit. But you saw Hannah Rich stay close to her sideline so that she could judge if it was in or out.
Pushed across, played by Ramsey. Blazik on the outside to Ramsey, off the block and good. Count it. Point Wayzata as they take the lead back 6-5. Serve to Johnson. Stella, big block there. Olivia plays it out, back out to Olivia here. She tips this one across. Played by Rich, and it hits the ground. Take a look here.
Just a great set out to the pin. Nice change up on a tip by Olivia Swenson for a kill.
Olivia Swenson, big serve, goes at Wisbrod. Ramsey, big swing off the block, played by Jesuits. Back set on the run. Vogt, that one's into the antenna.
That was for sure antenna that time. No doubt about it. Granted, it was a beautiful set by Stella Swenson.
Yep. Zwaber back in here. Look for Blazik to find her early and see if we can get some pressure off the pins. Christensen, nice serve. They go at Swenson. Back set to Vogt. Vogt into the 6. Played beautifully. Thrown. Layout. Oh! Great defensive effort from the Panthers, but the sheer size and athleticism of Wayzata wins that point as they tie it back up at 7 apiece. There you see Ava Blazik's dad nervously clenching his hands together, very excited about what's in front of her. There we see Wisbrod, great pass, set well, Ramsey into the block, and Kelsenberg and Vogt sitting on it. Great block.
It's a really big, solid block, getting their hands over, taking the advantage because they're just bigger than Ramsey.
Weisberg to continue her serving run. Deep float, they go after Renz. Blazik runs it down, gets hands on it. Ramsey, tip shot. Stella Swenson, Zwaber goes into the cross. Stella, 2 Jesuits, down the line, off Hannah Rich's hand. Counted another point for Wayzata.
I think a big difference you're seeing right now is when Wayzata is chaotic and out of system, they're still staying calm and doing really good things with the ball, and Lakeville North is just getting crazy and not staying controlled within the chaos.
Another serve here from Weisberg. Renz plays it up. Ramsey roll shot picked up by Stella. Gonna go back here to Vogt off the block, played by Blazik. Wisbrod high outside set to Ramsey, big swing. She goes cross court, picked up by Weisberg. Stella, Jesuits into the seam, and Renz and Wisbrod can't make the play there. And we have a timeout here from Lakeville North as Wayzata is up 9-7. We've seen some familiar faces here as we've been looking back and forth. Stella Swenson, last year's Gatorade Player of the Year. We'll look at her older sister, Samantha Seliger Swenson, played for the Hopkins Royal. Big Ten Player of the Year. She was Miss Volleyball her senior year and Metro Player of the Year her senior year. Her sister got that Metro Player of the Year honor a year earlier. 3-time All-American for the Royals, 3-time All-State selection, Big Ten Player of the Year as a senior in college, took her team to 2 Final Fours, a conference title, and more wins than any setter, I believe, in Minnesota history. Just a fun kid to watch. And there we see mom, Vicki Swenson, who coached Samantha at Hopkins, was there for a long time, over 20 years. So proud of all of the Swensons, what they've done. And there we see Stella following in her little sister's footsteps. And if you look down the bench, you can see another Swenson, Eva, waiting to fill in for Stella once she graduates. Great family, good competitors all the way through as we're back to live volleyball. Tip across, played out by Wisbrod. Renz, back to Ramsey. She roll shots this one deep down the line. Olivia, Stella back set to Vogt. Vogt off. Ramsey's hands and down. 11-7 Wayzata.
You're seeing Wayzata's size really come into play right now, where they're just taking advantage of how much bigger they are than Lakeville North.
Yeah, Lakeville North has to use so much more energy to get as high as Wayzata does.
Yes.
And they did in set one.
Right, yep,
they just don't have those legs anymore. Weisberg continuing to serve. Renz, overpass. Stella picks it up. Weisberg, or excuse me, reset. Ramsey, deep swing to 6. Olivia, Katie Kelsenberg on the gap. Played down. Rich, Ramsey's going to send a free ball across. Olivia, Stella, Kelsenberg into the block and through.
That's great.
Zwaber and Kelsenberg, club teammates. That has to feel good for Brooke Zwaber right there.
That has to feel good. They've got her listed at 5'10" and Kelsenberg at 6'2". So you get a block on a former teammate and she's taller than you, you're going to take that all day long.
Zwaber, though, right back into it, getting her blocking assignment, talking to her teammates. Blasic back to serve. Little backspin on it. Puts Olivia Swenson to the floor. Vogt. That one's outside the antenna. Not able to bring it in, and we'll count it as another point for the Panthers. Blasic to serve. Olivia Swenson to Stella Swenson. Back set to Vogt, one-on-one. And she's going to score on that all day.
Yeah, that's, again, a phenomenal set. That was a better tempo for Vogt that time, but compared to the last one, that was a little bit faster. And she just gets up so high and has such a high contact point on her swings.
Nestor in to serve, as we see Eva Swenson at the end of the bench there. Little stutter step from Nestor. Ramsey, bump set from Blasic, back to Ramsey. Johnson picks it up. Stella Swenson out to Jesuits, off of Carlson and down for a point. And Wayzata is rolling. Nestor to serve. Calm, collected behind the service line. Little hop float here. Pushes Renz back. Carlson with a roll shot on the 2. Bump set back to Swenson. She goes down the line and good for a point. Nestor continuing her service run. The Wayzata fans just locked in, feeling like they've got this state title wrapped up. Panthers maybe have something to say about it, but they're going to need to run here. They go after Renz. Ramsey off the top of the block, played by Johnson. Great run through by her. Stella, Jesuits. Ramsey on the pickup. They go 2-ball. Nope, reverse to Carlson. Off Kelsenberg's hands. They go back to Kelsenberg. Renz there. Wisbrod lays out, but runs out of room. 15-9. As we see Kelsenberg just doing all the small things well. Again, these blockers do such a good job of communicating behind them while looking ahead about what they need to get ready on. That's how you get to the state title. Ramsey, Blasic back to Ramsey. Beats up the block, played by Wisbrod. Outside again for Blasic. This time it's tipped across, played by Nestor. Looking for the dump across, no. Big swing on the outside from Jesuits.
Wayzata's just playing phenomenal defense right now. I think
absolutely.
One of my favorite things about Sophia Johnson is that sometimes you think it's like you don't notice her, but it's because she's so effortless in her defense, and it's fun to watch her play.
Just saw up there Stella Swenson's stat line: 30 assists, 12 digs, 9 kills and a block. She is a kill away from a triple-double in the state championship.
It is fun to see her get swings and get kills.
Yeah. 9-16, there we see those numbers again. Oh, sorry, 1 ace. She doesn't have a block yet, or maybe she does, we just don't have room for it.
Maybe, that could be.
She does have a block, they just tell me from the booth. Yeah, I'll tell you what, the kid does it all and does it well. Minnesota's got a gem coming to them in a year. Whoever fills in for Hugh McCutcheon has his setter for the next 4 years. 16-9 Wayzata. Lakeville North needs to go on a 16-9 run to stay alive. I don't know that they got it in it, especially the way Wayzata is flowing. You watch the way they strut back out on the court. Everybody's locked in, ready to go. Lakeville North's huddle has gotten a little tighter as we've gone. They're starting to feel it. You see Ava coming back on the court, having a tough time looking at her teammates. She might feel it right now. She's worked so hard for this team. So proud of the athlete she is, the way she's competed for the last 4 years. High set in the middle to Carlson, looking for hands and missing. Carlson with a smile on her face, thought she had hands there.
It was a great swing. It was aggressive. You know, you talk about Blazek is maybe feeling like the end is coming, and yet she still is working hard and putting her teammates in great positions.
Absolutely. High swing from Ramsey. That time she finds the edge of the block and gets a much-needed timeout to get the Panthers to double digits. Ramsey to serve, Holland back in the game. Bottom drops out of it, played well by Nestor. Quick set in the middle, thrown. Good touch, slow down. Free ball opportunity here for the Trojans, though. Nestor handles it well. We got options. Backside slide. Kelsenberg block, played by Swenson. She's going to get it back. Nope. They go out to Jesuits. Big swing into the cross, played by Wisbrod. Ramsey, roll shot here coming from Wisbrod. She's there. Picked up by Nestor. Outside. Jesuits tipped across. Played well by Blodgett. Johnson. Swenson. Jesuits down the line, and finally the point ends. 3 big swings from Wayzata, 2 picked up well by Lakeville North, but eventually the size and the athleticism of Wayzata just too much.
Yep, and their hitters, you can tell their hitters are just seeing what's open and seeing them give them just a little bit of line. They're swinging there, then they'll move it around. They're just being really smart and really aggressive right now.
Jesuits to serve. That one's into the net. Did not like that toss there. Scott Jackson, deep breath as he goes and picks that ball up. Scott, you're still up by 7.
He won't be not intense until they have the championship. So
probably about 15
matter.
minutes after that, actually.
Yep.
You know, Wisbrod to serve here. They go at Nestor. She plays it well outside. Swenson to Swenson down the line, and she misses.
Another great swing, and I think they're playing really tight to the sideline, Lakeville North is, which is an advantage because Blazek could tell that that was going out. It wasn't coming at her.
Wisbrod still serving. Good float. They go at Nestor again. Stella out to Olivia. This time she goes over the block and pushes it down the line. That's a great swing. Good effort there from Ramsey. Johnson serves short. Oh.
2 in a row. 2 serving errors in a row.
Carlson to serve. The senior right side needs to go on a run here. Big serve, they go at Nestor. Stella runs it down, high set outside to Olivia, stuff block. Christensen played by Wisbrod. Outside, push down the line from Holland, played well by Jesuits, dumped across, played by Carlson. Free ball opportunity here. Johnson, block, cover, is she gonna swing? No, high outside, Holland off the block. Jesuits not able to make the play. And this senior-led Panther team is feeling it right now.
Yes.
They know what's in front of them.
They are not giving up. They're gonna keep fighting every single point.
Carlson to serve again. Got her Panthers back within 5. Good serve, they go at Jesuits. Stella out to Olivia, that time it beats the block. Big swing there from Olivia. Stella puts it on a tee. Beat the block. 5 points away from a state title. Hannah Rich enters the game for Sydney Carlson. Two-person serve receive. Look for Ramsey to get targeted here, and she does. Passes well, back set to Christensen, tipped deep down the line, played well by Johnson. Stella back to vote the go, down the line, dug up by Ramsey. Holland cross court, and Olivia Swenson not really in transition there. Great vision there from Holland.
Yeah, it was a great shot. A cut shot back into the left front. That was a great swing and smart on her part.
Maddie Renz entering the game and serving here. Ball is under the table. Big serve, goes down the line at Olivia. Back set from Stella to Olivia. She tips it across, played by Wisbrock. Slide set, played through the net, and Olivia Swenson there but not across. And Raina Christensen, the freshman middle blocker, beats one through the block.
Yeah, she just took a big swing, powered through. Sometimes you can take that upper hand against a block if they're not pressed over.
Wren serving again, backspin to Swenson. They go back to her one-on-one. Played well by Rich. Blazic gonna get hands on that ball. Big swing played by Johnson. Stella out to Olivia. Roll shot down the line played by Renz. Back set on the slide again. Stella with another dig. Kurth blocked. Oh, sent over on 2 and down. We haven't called Kurth's name often, but she's come up big a couple times here. Olivia Swenson to serve. Wisbrod handles it well. Outside Ramsey, off the block. 17-21. Raina Christensen to serve. Brooks Zweber back into the front row. This might be the rotation where Lakeville North can put a little run together. Olivia Swenson served to her right, doesn't make a clean play on the ball. She's been such a big part of this offense for 3 matches here at the state tournament. Legs might not be as fresh as they were on Wednesday. I see if they go after her again. They go at Johnson this time. Stella back set to Vogt off the antenna. I think Vogt's hit the antenna more today than she has in the last 4 matches.
That's probably very likely because it's been 3-4 times. Maybe one of them didn't get called.
As we take a look at the final Class 4A rankings, Lakeville North finished the season in the Coaches Poll as number 1, Champlin Park 2, Wayzata 3, Northfield 4. In their section, Lakeville North was the 2 to Northfield. Yep. Champlin was the 2 to Wayzata. So here we see these rankings and how tight these teams were all year long.
Yep.
And then Eastridge, Rogers, Chaska, all in the state tournament as well.
Here. Yeah.
I mean, the 4A field was very deep this year. 2 sections deeper than they've been in a long time.
Yes, definitely.
And we are receiving the benefit of such a great high school season here as we are looking at Wayzata up by 2, but Lakeville North striving back. There we see the lefty Vogt, the GOAT as they call her, just eyes locked in, ready to go. It's not the first time that's happened this tournament.
No, it is not the first time. Nope. They get a little excited. They get the zone from their coach of where they're going to serve and kind of forget about the up ref.
Christensen to serve. Goes at Olivia Swenson. Stella, back set. Vogt picked up by Rich. Blazic bump set. Rolled across here from Renz. Played by Olivia. Stella back to Vogt again. This time it's tipped across. Zweber recognizes it, picks up the roll shot. Tip in, off, played up by Johnson. Outside Jesuits, down the block and out. Wow. Lakeville North within 1. Take a look at this swing here.
It was an aggressive swing, and you saw right there, Hannah Rich was on her sideline, so she could tell if it was in or out.
Drop it in front of Swenson. Stella bump sets it. Big rip from Jesuits out of system. Hannah Rich bump set out to Ramsey. Roll shot to the 6, played up by Olivia. Stella outside to Jesuits. Tip this time. Rich plays it. Quick set. Nope. Back to nobody. Miscommunication between the senior setter and the sophomore middle there. 22-20.
And yet, the best part of that right there, which maybe the camera didn't see, is that they looked at each other and like a shock, and then they laughed. So obviously just a miscommunication.
Big serve from Weisberg. Dumped across, played by Kelsenberg. Jesuit's gonna get a swing here. She does, it's blocked, it's covered, but into the net. Lakeville North back within one. Blazic to serve. Carlson back into the match. Baden finalist Ava Blazic, senior setter at the line, exactly where she wants to be in this moment. She drops one off and misses it deep by about a tile. Oh, less than that. 23-21.
You could just barely see the blue from our vantage point, just barely. It started to drop, just not soon enough.
She'll take a second to compose herself, gets herself ready, has given her offense what they're running. Nistor to serve. They go at Renz. Wisprod out to Ramsey, big swing cross court. Little something for the fans.
Oh boy.
Game ball touch. Ramsey, the big swinging outside hitter at the service line. 100 miles an hour, see what she brings here. Drops one in front of Nistor. A slide coming from Kelsenberg, tipped across, played by Wisprod. Blazic, backside Carlson, big swing, off the block and down. And this one looked over about halfway through the set, but Lakeville North coming back to tie it at 23. We're in a deuce set here. Wayzata with a timeout left. We'll see if Scott's gonna call it. Nope, he's gonna let him play here. Ramsey to serve, she gets into another one. They go at Nistor, she plays with her hands. Outside, big swing, Jesuits off the block, played by Blazic. Wisprod, is she gonna go back row? No, she goes to Carlson on the right, tips it down the line. Johnson, Swenson into the block. Pushed across, easy. Carlson, roll shot. Yep, down the line, played by Johnson. Swenson out to Jesuits, big swing. And that ball is down, butter corner. Good for championship point setup here.
Such great rally, such great defense. You know, just both sides just fighting and battling.
Jesuits, who had an ankle injury before the section tournament started, been getting rehab every day they're not on the court. She has the ball in her hand. State championship point, she serves it well. Played by Wisprod. Outside set to Holland, she tips it down the line, played by Jesuits. Swenson to Swenson! Tipped down the line, played by Blazic. Wisprod. Carlson gonna roll it, played by Jesuits. Going to the middle, no, outside to Swenson. There it is! Wayzata wins another state title, 25-23, as Olivia Swenson hammers one home to finish the match and end the season. 3 consecutive titles, 2019, 2021, and 2022. One of 4 undefeated teams in a shortened 2020. You saw it at the beginning of the season. They were talking about records that were unbreakable. How many matches could they win in a row? They went down to Marshall, dropped one, came back, played in another tournament, dropped one, lost a match to Champlain Park, played in the last tournament of the year, dropped a match there. Scott Jackson told me there's one tournament we gotta win, and he got it done here. Scott Jackson and the Wayzata Trojans win 3-0. 26-24, 25-12, 25-23. Holy cow, what a match, what a tournament.
Just a great battle. You know, I know that second set doesn't look good on paper on the score, but both sides just battled. Lakeville North never gave up, and we talked about multiple times, Wayzata's just bigger, a little bit faster, and yet Lakeville North just battled and fought hard and just kept working. And you really, I know it was only 3 sets, but it was a great match, and you got to be proud of both teams in this situation.
Absolutely, great volleyball on both sides as we see the state champions right there. And I think we're going to turn it over to the PA announcer here as they announce all tournament and everything else.
Awards that will be presented will be the all-tournament team. This team is chosen by a panel of high school volleyball coaches. These student participants have distinguished themselves by their athletic excellence, leadership, team commitment, and exceptional sportsmanship. Presenting the all-tournament trophies on behalf of Wells Fargo is Larry Mickelson, a Wells Fargo retiree. And now let's meet the 2022 Class 4A Wells Fargo All-Tournament team. From Centennial, Andrea Kozlowski. From Eastridge, Michaela McDougall. From Eastridge, Addison Mattis. From Lakeville North, Emily Ramsey. From Lakeville North, Ava Blazek. From Wayzata, Caitlin Vogt. Wayzata's Stella Swenson. Wayzata's Olivia Swenson. And Wayzata's Katie Kelsenberg. And unable to be there this evening is Anya Schmidt from Rogers. Volleyball fans, presenting to you the Class 4A All-Tournament team. We'll now have our awards for the second place and championship teams. The awards ceremony will be conducted by representatives of the Board of Directors. They are Susie Guthmiller from Centennial, Amanda Kaus from Rochester Century, Bill Tower from the Tracy area, and they will be assisted by Lisa Quednow, who is this tournament director and an associate director of the Minnesota State High School League. Silver medals and the Class 4A second place trophy will be awarded to the Lakeville North Panthers High School. Silver medals will be presented to each team member, and please step forward as your name is called. Number 1, Brooke Zwaber. Number 2, Hannah Rich. Number 3, Carlin Holland. Number 4, Raina Christensen. Number 5, Aaliyah Driver. Number 6, Sydney Wisbrod. Number 7, Lindsay Connor. Number 8, Emily Ramsey. Number 9, Maddie Renz. Number 10, Sydney Carlson. Number 11, Annika Swenson. Number 12, Ava Firm. Number 13, Ava Blazek. Number 14, Caroline Collins. And number 15, Taylor Henderson. Student manager, Aaron McLeod. Student manager, Lena McGonigal. Assistant coaches, Taylor Hall. Assistant coach, David Loffenberger. And head coach of the Lakeville North Panthers, Jackie Richter. And now will the captains of the Lakeville North High School volleyball team please come forward to receive your Class 4A second place trophy. The 2022 Minnesota State High School Class 4A Girls Volleyball Champion is Wayzata High School. Gold medals will now be presented to each member of the team. Please come forward as your name is called. Number 3, Sophia Johnson. Number 5, Bianca Nister. Number 9, Maddie Cerny. Number 10, Stella Swenson. Number 11, Ava Hendel. Number 12, Eva Swenson. Number 15, Sophia Weisberg. Number 17, Avery Jesuits. Number 19, Caitlin Vogt. Number 20, Gabby Fish. Number 21, Maggie Anderson. Number 22, Riley Kurth. Number 23, Chloe Lacus. Number 25, Olivia Swenson. And number 27, Katie Kelsenberg. Assistant coach, Bree Adams. Assistant coach, Carly Hauer. And the head coach of the Wayzata Trojans, Scott Scott Jackson. And now will the captains of the Wayzata High School team please come forward to receive their first place 2022 Minnesota State High School Class 4A Championship Trophy. Congratulations.
And there you have it, the Wayzata Trojans, your Class 4A state champions. What a group of champions, what a great group. I tell you what, they have put it all together for a long stretch of time here as we're talking about dynasties. We talk about dynasties, and let me tell you about one that came from our own CCX area. Between 1980 and 1984, the dynasty that was Armstrong Volleyball, led by Dennis Erickson himself, a 1996 Minnesota Volleyball Coaches Association Hall of Fame inductee. When the game was just getting started, everybody in the state knew who Dennis was. There's some names when you talk about people that have been around this game for a long time. People will put Dan Westby from Marshall on the Mount Rushmore of volleyball. You'll put Walt Weaver there. You'll put Franz Bolter there. Scott Jackson now has an argument. But those people will tell you about Dennis Erickson and about what he meant to the state of Minnesota and the development of volleyball in this state. After things got started, he was the one that really started to develop what volleyball could be, and it's launched from there. Really proud of what he did during his time here. Passed away last year. Really hit the volleyball community. The old timers, as my friend Walt Weaver says, really took that one quite hard. Just a gentleman of the game, always helping grow the sport, just like Scott Jackson does now. And good things happen to good people. They did to Dennis and they are to Scott. Kudos to him and his dynasty he is building here at Wayzata. We'll take a look while we're waiting to go meet with everybody in the press room. The All-Metro Star Tribune, we already know that Stella Swenson was the Metro Player of the Year. Joining her on the first team, right side hitter Carly Gilt from Champlain Park and her sister Olivia Swenson from this great Wayzata team. On the second team, along with some great volleyball players from around the state, we had Sophia Johnson and Marley Hansen. Marley, the outside hitter from Champlain Park. On the third team, this great setter from Lakeville North, Ava Blazic, and the rest of the all-Metro team as presented by the Star Tribune. We'll take a look at the all-state players. The Minnesota Coaches Association elects 20 players from each class, and the players in our viewing area. And on this match tonight, Ava Blazic was in there along with Carly Gilk. Maple Grove libero Liesel Haugen made the list, as did Johnson from Wayzata and both of the Swensons. Hats off to them as they earned recognition from the entire state. Joy, you watched a lot of volleyball this year. You knew this Wayzata team was good. Mm-hmm. Give us what you thought, what you saw coming in, and did you get what you expected in this match?
I would say throughout the season, Wayzata didn't have a flaw of the season like they did last year. You know, you talked about a couple of the bumps in the road of getting beat by Northfield pretty early on, and then a couple more losses here and there. And they weren't sweeping people every single match. They would go 4 and maybe win in 4. I mean, Champlain Park's a great example of losing to them in 4 regular season and then beating them in 4 in the section championship match. So you saw a little inconsistency there, and throughout the season, I kind of really felt that at Class 4A, it could have been anybody's championship right now. However, the last 4 days, 3 days of playing for them, they have turned it on when they got to the state championship. You know, we watched, obviously, the section championship, and they looked good, but Champlain Park really pushed them hard. But there's something that happened in the last couple of days that they really turned it on. They really went hard. They played, I think, well on Wednesday, they played better on Thursday, and they played really phenomenal here tonight. So I'm actually more impressed than I expected to be. I knew they were going to go hard. I knew they were going to push Lakeville North with their size and their speed of their arm swings, but just the dominance that they had here tonight, super impressed, super fun to see it. You talked about Scott Jackson building a legacy there, and he really is. You know, they had a lot of great seniors last year that they lost, and yet they just reloaded and got even better this year. And so it was really fun to watch them just really rise to the challenge of this week and not feel pressured and just go out and play really well and play well as a team.
Absolutely, Joy. I think you hit the nail on the head. Watching this team throughout the year, a lot of great things have happened with them. We're going to go right now into the press room and hear what Lakeville North has to say.
I think they stayed aggressive with their serve the entire time. And, you know, we made too many errors in that second set.
Good. Rose, for any of you, that kind of stretch when you do work so hard to get it even and then they ultimately win the first set, how much does that kind of shift your mental space, or does that kind of demoralize you in any way, or how did you kind of approach that position when you get there, but then they are able to take the first set?
I think the goal with that definitely is to just stay in our system, stay in our game, trust our game, and, you know, that's harder on the big stage, and I think that kind of got the best of us in that moment.
In that second set, is that about as well as Wayzata could have played against you guys? I mean, they played just almost a perfect second set. What are you guys thinking? Is there anything you can do when the opponent is playing that well?
I think it's important to stay level-headed and stay ahead of the game when the ball is live. And, you know, they did a great job of you know, dumping deep on us that set. They did a great job of just moving the ball around a little bit more and catching us not quite ahead of the game in that one.
How did you feel about your serving in this match? Because there certainly looked like times where Wayzata had a difficult time getting organized.
I think we did do a good job of getting them out of system, but then I think when they would return the ball to us with something a little bit easier, I don't think we did the best we could have terminating off of that. So I think our serve was still really aggressive, but I think it was the offensive aggressiveness that we needed to have that we just didn't quite get till maybe the end.
And then in that third, you do fight back from a pretty sizable deficit. What did you like about kind of the way they battled in the third?
Yeah, staying aggressive. We had talked about that coming in. We knew that they were going to throw some punches at us, and we were working to stay very resilient against that. And in the third set, towards the end for sure, we started to pick up our offensive aggressiveness and fearlessness and swings.
Against a team like Wayzata, can you feel that the margin is just thin when you know they're just going to attack, and they're as sharp as they are?
I think really we're prepared for that. I think we talk a lot about that every match is a boxing match. We don't have to be perfect. They're going to throw punches. They're like any other team. They're going to throw punches. And I think our response in that wasn't as aggressive as we could have been.
Jackie, the tradition of this program basically goes back decades, and there have been tons of excellent players coming through your school. Is there anything in particular about this group you had this year that you thought was maybe unique to Lakeville North volleyball?
You know, we haven't had too many seasons where we've had this many seniors, and I would say unique to this group is just their chemistry. Unique to this group is they came to practice every single day wanting to get better. You know, throughout a season that can roller coaster up and down, and I really felt this season that this group of seniors took advantage of their time in the gym and put others first and really were coachable. Things that we were asking them to do, we never found pushback. We never found any sort of resistance. We found a lot of buy-in as coaches, and it was just a really enjoyable season with this group of seniors.
Any other questions? Coaches and players, congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And there you have it, hearing from the second place team, Lakeville North. You heard him talk about just they knew Wayzata was going to bring it, and that's exactly what Wayzata did. We talked about it during the broadcast, Joy. Jackie runs a high-quality, high-class program, and we heard it from her players there. You know, when we walked, we showed a graphic of Samantha Seliger-Swenson during her time at Minnesota, and one of the things that I remember vividly about those teams was they all spoke the same way. They all spoke in the same language, and that's what we heard from Lakeville North as well. Players and coaches all in the same way.
Yeah, they definitely talked about being prepared. They knew what Wayzata was going to bring. Jackie talked about like just staying calm and cool and just keep battling, and that's what they did. Like what Jackie talked about is exactly what they did.
Got it. Wayzata is in the press room, so we are going to switch over to them right now.
Excuse me, junior setter, obviously, as well here. We played great tonight. As a team, a lot of things were firing. Congratulations to Lakeville North. I think it was, you know, like apologies to people like Champlin Park and Northfield. It was the two best teams at the end. Like that just felt different out there. And of course, it's a final, but couldn't have more respect for the way Jackie coaches kids and puts them in the right spot. It's amazing. And then, but yeah, the story for me is these guys just bringing it, 2 close sets and not backing down in those situations. And then playing just phenomenally in that second set as well. And I mean, that's a big difference for us as well. So yeah, just really proud of them for sure. So understatement, so.
So you talk a little bit about this year and the difference from past years where you guys were dominant and the 50-game winning streak. This year you guys had a little bit more things to overcome. You lost a few matches. Is it any more satisfying to undergo some of those problems and still get back to the state championships this year?
I think absolutely. Like last year we lost, I think, 10 seniors. And so a lot of people, I think, of course it's Wayzata volleyball, so we have like high standards for ourselves and other teams respect us. But I think after losing 10 seniors, a lot of people, and most of them mean starters, a lot of people doubted us. And so I think we went into the season with some uncertainties of where we were going to be, but I think we faced adversity and really rose. So I think, yes, it's a lot more satisfying at the end.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Soph. Losing 10 seniors was definitely hard, and it was kind of like who's going to play what position and how we're going to fit and how's the chemistry going to be. And I think losing those games was big for our growth as a team, because we found a way to overcome these losses and get better by day and come back and win state yet again.
Were there big adjustments that you guys made from that first to the second set, or why do you feel like you guys ultimately played so well in that second set?
I think we just played so well because our chemistry was going really well and everything was clicking and there was a lot of fluidity with how we played. And there's just a lot of love for each other on this team. And we say, don't play for you, play for your teammate. And we absolutely did that in the second and third set.
First set where they do come back and tie it late, you guys get kind of big tails and go on that big run in the second. How much of that seemed to flip in the mental and just kind of where you're at in that match?
It definitely put the pressure on them a little bit, which is kind of why we continued with that lead. Putting the pressure on them. Sorry, you go ahead. I don't know how to answer.
Well, I was just going to say that it saved 1 point in sets 1 and 3, and I kind of chirped at the kid who did it. I won't mention her name, but and she's not in here. But we played tough-minded in every one of those big points, meaning we're hitting a ball, like there's a risk in hitting a ball, and you go for it. We're making dig attempts, like we're pushing balls up to Stella's head. You know, you could lay off and put it up in the middle of the court, and then Stella has less options. But they every one of those big points they played, like I'm talking like 20 and on, where both teams have 20, more than 20. All but one of them, I was proud of how we were attempting to score on there, and we didn't win all those points. But look how close those margins are. You have to do it that percentage of the time. You know, we made one high school age mistake, and the kid looked me in the eye and nodded, and I think she got another opportunity to take a swing, and she did take a swing. She didn't get a kill on it, but it was a good situation. So, and then if you ask me what the difference for us tonight, the thing we did better tonight than we have done all year long was play defense. As a team, I'm looking at, if I'm reading these stats right, 74 digs and 3 sets. With the way we block at the net and the way we're terminal, that may not sound like a lot of digs to other teams, but Lakeville North mixes shots. They hit it here, they hit it there. That's a huge number for our team to get 74 digs and 3 sets. I'm counting 3 sets, and we have 4 kids with more than 10 digs and 9 from one. That's Olivia got 9. So I mean, that's awesome. That's fantastic defense there. So
I want to ask you about Caitlin a little bit. She hasn't been down here at all, but she's almost kind of an unsung superstar on your team. Anytime you set her, she's got that left-handed swing. Talk to me about what she does for you guys. People don't really do much to prepare for her, but she's definitely.
Stella, tell them about me yelling at practice yesterday. Like, what did I yell about? When did I lose my temper yesterday at practice?
So we needed to have our middle run the A and pull him away from Caitlin, and we
wanted the middle to run a set closer to Olivia and Avery so that Caitlin would be isolated over there. And then we practiced it right after right after we just drilled it, and Stella didn't do it. And I screamed, Stella, like the movie. Anyway, and it's probably the only time she got yelled at all year that I can remember anyway. But no, Caitlin's fantastic for us. She is a senior captain. She leads by example for us. We joke a little bit about it, but she is just a soft-spoken kid. Like, if she came up here, she'd probably have 3 words to say, guys. That's why I didn't bring her. She's just a quiet kid, but the 3 words would be glorious, whatever they are. She is phenomenal, and she is integral to us, and just so proud of her. And she played phenomenally at this, sections in state, right, guys? She was a huge difference maker for us to gain even more stability, so.
Yeah, she had big shoes to fill coming off of Katie Revere from last year, and I think she filled them beautifully. Yeah. She is a very calming presence, for sure, because she may not be the most, energetic person, but she gets the job done, and when she does, it's really good. And it's just really fun to set her, and it's really fun to get excited for her. She gets a block, and she's just, yay, and we're all screaming in her face, getting excited for her.
Yeah, and I think other teams have underestimated her, which makes it so much more satisfying that she's such a threat for us. She's always aggressive when she swings, and in that way, it's just so exciting to see her have so much fun because she's so soft-spoken and like you could see her get a kill or a block and sometimes she like wouldn't have any happiness, but she wouldn't have any emotion. And so when seeing that this year is just super exciting, and watching her grow and become such an amazing player and a dependable player is just really fun.
Yeah, your team played as well as they did in the second set this season.
No.
About the pinnacle.
I mean, to beat a team like it ended up being 12, and I mean, hey, how about that for respect for Lakeville North? We called timeout at 11, I think, or I mean, it was it's either the second to last point or the last point, and I urged them because we were trying to set a table for Game 3. And that's what we talked about. So these points are important because it sets the table for how we start Game 3, and we needed every one of those points in Game 3. You know, like I was just like, we cannot let them get to 15, 16, 17 when we had them 24-9 or whatever. You know, so I'd say, yeah, during that stretch, that was crazy good. I mean, we're blocking balls, digging balls. I mean, some of the plays this one made, oh my gosh, you know, like she dove into I think that was set 3 though. She dove into the ref antenna and the ball's just up on a tee and get the kill off. I'm like, unbelievable plays. So just crazy good. So. All right. Thanks much, guys. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Oh my God, I'm so bad at those.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you very much, Jim, for everything you've done.
Roll me out of here.
Appreciate you.
And there we have it. A great Wayzata team talking about what it takes to be a team and get it done as a team. Joy, it's been a fun season of high school volleyball. It's been really cool to see all of these teams compete. Everybody in our CCX area really brought it all season long. You have some closing thoughts for us before we get out of here for the year?
I think I agree completely. It's been really fun volleyball. It's been competitive volleyball, and you just saw that here just across the state in this class, just competitive volleyball. But I think you just heard Scott Jackson and Sophia and Stella talk about the team and how connected they were as a team, and they fought hard for each other. And I think that's, you know, this obviously winning state is huge, but when you come off of it and you have a strong team and they want to play for each other and they want to go hard for each other and for their coach, because obviously they trust in everything he's doing, I think that's just like the perfect ending of having that solid team and having the state championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to echo that, like he mentioned, they talked about Vote the GOAT, and we've covered a few of their matches before today, and she was part of it, but she wasn't it. Right. But then you saw in the section final and then the first round of state and the second round of state, and especially down the stretch here, they needed her, they pushed to her, and she came through in big situations. That's what a great team does. They're going to have a kid or two. I mean, how many times have we seen Stella and Olivia's names in any publication, from whether it's Prep Volleyball or Prep Dig or the Trib or pick one. But then here's this kid who's been an unsung hero, and they ran a play so they would push their middle towards Olivia Swenson so they could get the one-on-one behind. That's team volleyball that you don't see nearly often enough, and that's why this team has won another title. They graduated some key seniors this year, but if I'm putting money down who might be at least in this match next year, the easy money is on Wayzata. They bring back a big load, and they're going to be really good. Wayzata is going to have something to say about it because they didn't graduate all that much. They graduated a couple outside hitters, but Gilk is back and some of those other pieces are back. It's just going to be a really fun season again next year.
Definitely will
I'm a little annoyed we got to wait until the end of August to get back to it. We'll find some stuff to fill between now and then. For Joy Johnson, my name is Andy Gugesberg. Thank you guys so much for joining us again this season for great volleyball in CCX land. We look forward to being with you again next year.